Welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast, your weekly dose of strategies and mindset tools to build a business in alignment with your purpose and to get you playing a bigger game. I'm your host, Nicole Lano. Hello and welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Nicole Lano. We are here together for one of our mini episodes. I'm excited to be here, as always, with all of you. And in today's episode, I want to talk about something that I see with a lot of people, clients that I work with, people who come to me for readings. And there's just something that I want everybody to know. I want you all to know this. Particularly, this is for people who have an open head center. So if you get the body graph, if you download your human design chart, you put in your birth date, you get your human design chart, you see your body graph. The top triangle with the point sticking up is the head center. And if you have that white on your chart, you're who I'm talking to. Now, whether you have it completely open, meaning it's completely white, or even if you have gates defined, that's okay. I'm talking to you if you have the shape colored in white. Means you have an undefined head center. And an undefined head center, the most important thing to know is, and what we're talking about, this is starting kind of talking about how we decondition all the different centers. Each center has a theme. Each center has a way of pulling you off track. Now, the head center is a pressure center, meaning that pressure comes in the form of ideas, inspiration, things from the outside world. And this is what I want you to know. If you have the center open, the outside world is depositing ideas in your head all the time. So all the ways, and this is because it's pressurized, we want to get rid of it. Pressure is typically uncomfortable. So when you have an open head center, ideas get deposited in your head, and then they become kind of your obsession. And the other thing that happens with the open head center is we think that the answers lie outside of ourselves. Now, I have an open head center, and my conscious sun and earth are both in the head center. So I know a lot about head center energy and what it's like to have a lot of energy focused up there and also to have it open. So I consider myself kind of like at least an experiential expert in that respect of this place. And what I see with people, and this is what you might find, is that you're always trying to kind of figure out the answer to something, and you're always trying to consume something to answer the questions that you can't seem to answer, that you think are your own. And the issue with this is that this is how social media and all of the gurus and everybody out there telling you that this is the way, this is how it has to be done. This is how you end up with a million voices in your head that you think are right, that you have convinced yourself, or you don't feel confident in your own knowledge, in your own knowing that your way could be the way, or that they might not be right, or that their way might not be right for you. Instead, you have all of these ideas, and then what do? We try to prove it right or prove it wrong by listening to another podcast, reading another book, talking to somebody else, hiring another coach, buying another program. This will have the answer. This will have the answer. This will have the answer. This one will have the answer. And if you find yourself over-consuming, where you're never doing anything without earbuds in your ears, listening to something, taking something in, the thing that I want to kind of put out there for you is, are you leaving an equal amount of space for yourself? So for every podcast that you listen to, and now I'm on a podcast, so I want you to listen to my show. However, I also want you, like, my goal with this podcast is to get you operating on your terms in a way that's correct for you, that's going to get you results, not just what's going to get me downloads or what's going to get me dollars in my account. I know from my own experience, from the people that I work with, that alignment in yourself is how you take big, giant leaps. When you stop acting like you're not supposed to. So for some people, they have a different strategy up here. But with the open head center, when you're over consuming, you're not giving any space for your own answer to arrive. Let me say that again. When you have an open head center, and you overconsume, you don't leave any space for your own answer to arrive. You don't leave any space for it. And it's space that is required. So if you're finding that you're spinning your wheels, if you're finding that you feel like you've got a lot of pressure to figure things out, take a pause and look at yourself and say, well, what am I doing? Am I trying to fix this? And am I fixing it with trying to consume more information, take more in, throw money at it by getting into another program, into another thing that's going to somehow fix this problem for you of not knowing the answer, of not knowing how, of not knowing what you're going to do next? And are you putting all of your stock in other people's answers? Because the truth is that the answers do lie within you. They do. But you have to, it takes some time for them to come up. So if my advice to you is to make sure that you are creating a lot of space. Can you take that into your week this week and just listen to yourself, check in with yourself and say, am I leaving space? So I'm going to listen to my podcasts because I love them. I'm going to, and that's really the distinction too, is why am I consuming this? Am I consuming it? Am I consuming it for joy? Am I consuming it because I really do believe that it serves me? Am I acting on the information that I'm getting and I'm getting results from that? Am I doing it because it just feels good? Or am I doing it because I feel like I'm not enough and I feel like I don't have the answer and I hope that this will fix it? And I hope that this will give me the answer. And I hope that this will answer my question and my quest for figuring out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it and why I'm doing it. Because if you're doing that, then that's out of the not self. It's the not self. It is the misaligned strategy that is causing you to overconsume. So pause and ask yourself the very simple question, why? Why am I looking to do this? Why do I want to read this book? Why do I want to listen to this podcast? Is it leading me to something that's truly beneficial for me, that's truly leading me somewhere? Or is it just more information? Because the pressurized centers, it never ends. You can never be, you're never going to get rid of all of the pressure in your head center. All you can do is create space for it. And we create space by only consuming what we need and what we truly feel is aligned for us. What's speaking to you right now, not in the energy of desperation or trying to fix yourself or thinking that somebody else has the answer that you don't. Are you doing it out of lack or are you doing it out of love? Okay. I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, I have an open head center. I'm talking, this is from my experience. This is what I have found. And the more space that I created and the more intentional I got about what I consumed and why, the more everything just got easier and easier. The results started to come. I started to create more rather than consume more. So, and that's what I hope for you. If you're looking for help with your human design journey, that is what I do. Please check out my Limitless Entrepreneur program. That is my group coaching program where you get live support from me inside of the program. It's the closest thing to one-on-one coaching that I have. That's at a really, really amazing price point for the amount of access and attention that you get. And I also do human design readings. If you're looking to dive deeper into your design, please check that out. All of that can be found in the show notes. We have links in there, but if you just want to shoot over to our website, it's nicolelano.me, and you can check out all of our offerings over there. We also have a free human design chart there. If you haven't run your chart and you want to know, do I have an open head center? Go over to nicolelano.me /chart, and you can run your chart there and you get some freebies from us if you sign up for the email list from there. I hope that you found this useful, everybody. I hope that you share this on Instagram, on all of your social media, tell people about this show. It helps us get the word out. We appreciate you. I appreciate all of the time that you spend with me and for you being part of our little family here. Thank you so much. Now, remember, you are only limited by the limitations that you accept. And when you stop accepting those limitations, that is when you become limitless. So go out there and be limitless, everyone. I will see you next time. If you loved this episode, please leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to this podcast. And if you want to stay in touch with us, we would love to have you as a part of our Facebook community, Practical Manifestors. It's a community for process-driven women looking for clear and actionable steps to embodying a life of wealth and alignment. Join us at Practical Manifestors in Facebook or go to www.innerceogroup.com.